What's up, guys? Today's idea I have for you is all about the experiencing self and the remembering self. So it's all about just the concept of self and who we are and how to be happier as people, because a lot of our pain, a lot of our anxiety comes from the fact that we have many different selves living inside of us and they want different things. And so the trick is to figure out who wants what and how you can kind of please everybody. This is going to sound a little bit crazy, but just go with me. So we know that we have a past self. There's who we were. We know that we have a future self. There's who we strive to be, right? There's also an experiencing self. The experiencing self is the self that's talking to you right now. It's the self that's always in the now. It's always experiencing this now moment, and it's always taking in information right now. So that's different from the past self. It's also different from the future self because it's living in the present, okay? But there's also a remembering self. So the remembering self is me thinking about my trip to Hawaii, a couple weeks ago. It's thinking about that. My remembering self is also thinking about being in Joshua Tree a couple of days ago and the drive out there and building that fire and getting all the firewood. And what you're gonna notice is once you start labeling these selves, you can find out where your mind is wandering to. Because as we go throughout our day, it's not just the experiencing self that's in control. You're making breakfast, you're going outside, you're driving to work, but it's not just you're 100% in your experiencing self, you're remembering things all the time. Not only are you remembering memories, but you're also anticipating things that are going to happen. And this is all actually taking place inside the remembering self. Even though it's happening in the future, your expectations, your plans for something are happening in this now moment, but your remembering self is projecting what memory it thinks it's going to get from that experience. And the real problem lies in the fact that the experiencing self and the remembering self don't always agree. They don't always see eye to eye. It's like this. If you always give in to your experiencing self, if you always give in to all of its demands and everything that it wants, and you're always doing things for short-term happiness and all the things that are in this now moment, your remembering self is gonna get mad at you, okay? And it's gonna give you this feeling of anxiousness and fear and depression and anxiety, right? You're gonna get these feelings because you've blown off all the plans that the remembering self had for you. You've blown off all the memories that the remembering self was gonna get because you were too focused on the now. But it goes the other way too. Because if you're always putting your experiencing self, if I'm always putting this body into situations that it doesn't like and that it's fearful of all the time, then my experiencing self isn't going to be that happy. So you need to find a happy medium between the experiencing self and the remembering self. In order to have long-term happiness, you need to have a balance between those two. And the easiest way to find that balance is to do some sort of purgative act like journaling. People swear by journaling because with journaling, you're 100% getting right into everything at the same time, because you have to slow down your mind enough to write down a word. I can think faster than I can write longhand, and I suggest journaling not on a computer. Journal longhand because there's something that happens with the body and the connection to the page, and you actually physically having to slow down to write legibly. And when you do this, you're committing to this now moment, but you're also feeding your remembering self because you're thinking about things that it wants to think about. You're connecting to this now moment. You're getting out these emotions. You're getting out these feelings. You're getting them on the page. You're doing something creative. You're doing something constructive. You're getting it out right here. And just 5 minutes of this is one of the best things you can do for your mind. And here's why. We need to be mindful of our thoughts, because our thoughts dictates our actions, and our actions dictate our behavior, and our behavior dictates our character. So everything hinges on our thoughts. And if your thoughts are out of alignment because you have all these different selves pulling you in different directions, you are going to be stressed, you're going to be upset, you're going to be sad, you're going to be anxious, you're going to be mad, and you're not even going to know why. And the reason is your selves are out of alignment. So get them back in alignment. Do one of those purgative acts. Get that emotion out of your system. counseling, co-counseling, all these things are good because they get you to commit to this second and be right here in this moment and connect with who you are and balance the hemispheres of your mind and be all right here all at the same time. And when you can do that, that's when you're going to start to notice the power of your own mind and the power of your own thoughts and how you control your own happiness, not anyone else. So anyway, that's today's idea we're sharing. Thank you guys for watching and liking and subscribing to the videos. I will see you guys soon.